YouTube, what's up? We're back with episode 22 of Behind the Mod, and for this episode, we have RazzleberryFox, who is the creator of DecoCraft and I guess Minecraft modeler extraordinaire, joining us. Hello.
Hey, hi guys.
Hey. So you create this I guess mod called DecoCraft, and you also do modeling work for other mods. How did you get involved with all that?
Well, it all started when I started playing Minecraft. My sister showed me Minecraft and I looked at it and I thought, "Oh my God, this game is so ugly." And then I started to play with it and I decided, "Okay, well, it's ugly, but at least it's really fun." And after that, I discovered that I could build amazing things with my friends on like small servers and stuff. And once we would finish our builds, it would be like, ugh, we can't decorate anything, or well, maybe we can use these stairs and some signs to make a chair or whatever. But it was still not fulfilling. Like the houses were amazing, but they were empty. After a while, I started discovering that there were mods. Like mods started to come out because I started playing like an alpha. Mods didn't start until beta, I think. Um, so we started playing with mods, but still you couldn't play mods in multiplayer. So I would play with mods on my own, and I would make some houses. And this mod called Jammy's Furniture, which doesn't exist anymore, was what I used to decorate my houses. So in school and college, I studied industrial design, and I had to do 3D modeling a lot. So I learned how to use a bunch of 3D modeling softwares, and I decided after I used mods and everything, and suddenly mods were available for multiplayer, hey, why can't I make my own mod to decorate whatever I want with my own models? So I contacted a modder called Nopis, who made animal bikes, more player models, and custom NPCs, and he helped me do like all the groundwork for my mod so that even though I didn't know how to code, I could add whatever model I wanted into Minecraft. So he made it easy for me. After a while, we stopped producing this mod together, and I met Prof. Mobius, and who introduced me to Tanya, my other coder, and all three of us started to work on DecoCraft 2. So this a whole rewrite of the thing, and we basically started adding functionality and stuff to the models, and I started adding and adding and adding more models as I went.
Huh.
And that's how I started making models for Minecraft.
That's pretty cool. And I guess when Prof. Mobius joined you and the DecoCraft 2 happened, lots of cool stuff happened. Like lots of those blocks actually became, somewhat functional. You have working lighting and, beds and chairs and stuff. What was that like?
That was really awesome. Everyone had told me, you know what, making things work in DecoCraft. Oh, because it's important to mention that DecoCraft back in the day, we had mods that had block IDs. I don't know if any of you guys remember, but it was like, oh my gosh, what block IDs does this mod use, and what are they conflicting with another mod? So you had to go into the config files and change all that.
Mm-hmm.
So in my mind, ever since DecoCraft was born, the first thing I told the coder was, you know what, I really want DecoCraft to only have one block ID, so that I can add as many models as I want, but people will only have to worry about one block ID being available. If they have like 200 mods, they don't have to worry because we only need one block ID. So the blocks are, I don't know, for example, block 5,000, and then you add a little colon to it, and it's 1, 2, 3, all the way up to 10,000, 30,000, I don't even know. This was pretty novel at the time. No one had done it. And then when I wanted to add functionality, since they were all the same block, technically, block 5,000 that just looks different, I couldn't add functionality, or that's what I had been told. When I met Prof. Mobius, he said, if people gave me $1, was it? He's right here on the couch, by the way. If people gave me $1 for every time someone has told me you can't do that in Minecraft, I'd be a rich man. Prof. Mobius now works at Mojang on the Java edition. He's actually one of the developers.
Go figure.
And he still works on DecoCraft with me, with the help of our other coder friend Ty. And so that was really interesting because once he developed this system where I could just add into a JSON what I wanted the block to do. So we already had in the code determined, okay, what kind of blocks can you make? Chairs, beds, water, plumbing kind of things, lighting, particles, sounds. Um, so what I do is just I add to the JSON file, I don't know, block 532 is going to be a wooden rocking chair. And then I just add tile type chair, and magically it's a chair. I don't even have to do anything. So that was an awesome system that they implemented for me. They really are geniuses.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Like as an artist, you don't have to worry about any of the technical stuff because now you have this awesome system, I guess, for kind of easily adding that.
And the cool thing is also the coders don't have to do that much work anymore unless I start thinking of, oh, why can't we add this? And then they'll go like, oh God, how are we gonna do this? Raz, blah, and then they'll just sit down and whatever, decide and yes, we can do this, or no, we can not do this, or no, I'm not wasting 12 hours of my time and making this work or whatever. But yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. But you don't only work on DecoCraft now. You also do, I guess, models for other mods, and you help people out in the community now. How did that happen?
TropiCraft. I blame Kojo Max. He made TropiCraft with a few other of his friends. And he said, hey, Raz, we need some models. TropiCraft already had models, but it was, I believe all the models were made by the coders. And I don't know, since I had started posting and sharing on IRC with other modders what I was doing, like, and offering my help, basically to get practice, and also so people would get to know me, and that's how kind of the community bonds with each other. You help someone out with something, and then they'll help you out with something and stuff. So I'd post pictures, and then Kojo just started, hey, can you make stuff for DecoCraft? So, I mean, for DecoCraft, for TropiCraft. And I said, yeah, sure. So he said I needed the scuba suit. So I made him a scuba suit with the tanks and the flippers and stuff, like one of the first 3D armor models, because again, before no one did 3D armor. They would all just add the Minecraft armor, which is like the extra layer on your skin. And people started dabbling in that 3D armor stuff, which ThoughtCraft was, I think, the first person. The ThoughtCraft people were the first to actually do 3D armors. I decided, okay, so 3D armors are a thing. I can totally do a scuba diving suit in 3D instead of just this flat texture. So I did that. And then I made a seahorse, and I can't remember. I made a few models for TropiCraft. And then after TropiCraft, mods that were in development asked me, hey, can you make me some models too? I want to make this medieval mod. And I made like these a catapult, I think, or some really weird medieval stuff. And then someone came, Ender.io asked me for a brain or a head in a jar. I don't remember if it was a brain or a head. I think it was a head, a zombie head in a jar. So I made that, and then I started working with the guy from Mindchem, which is called Jackimfet, and we made some stuff for Mindchem, like I don't know, it was a microscope and a centrifuge and a bunch of stuff for like chemistry. And then I did, what else did I do? Zelda sword skills. I made a Goron model for him, for his Zelda themed mod. And I honestly don't even know anymore. I mean, I'd have to think about how many mods I've worked on. I have worked on quite a few that I've lost count. People come to me at least once a week and ask me for a model.
Oh wow. I guess studying industrial design, your experience working with lots of real world stuff. What's it like to kind of apply that, I guess, to voxels?
Oh my gosh. Cubic design in and of itself is an art form, because you have to make everything back to its basic cubed form, but still make it recognizable. Mm-hmm. So in the beginning, I would rage a lot because I was used to some tools like bevels and other stuff like for curves, and just Minecraft would short circuit my brain basically. But it became like its own thing, and now I love it, and I actually hate doing realistic 3D modeling. It's just boring. Like I just love doing voxel. It's not technically voxel art. I do voxel art as well, but the cool thing about this kind of art is that you make a cube, and if you have if it's voxels, the voxel has the same color on all sides. Since it's a cube, you can have one um, pixel on one side, and the one on the other corner is a different side. So you don't have to worry about, like, say you want one side to be wood and the other to be, I don't know, metal. You don't have to worry about the whole voxel having the same color on all six sides,
Right.
because you can actually decide what pixel goes on what side. Voxels are super cool, but also I think a bit harder than cube based models, which is kind of what I do
Yeah, I think
for Minecraft stuff.
anyone who's ever built anything in Minecraft probably knows what dealing with voxels is like, because like you just mentioned, the whole cube thing, like, oh, I want this side to be wooden, I want this side to be wool. Good luck doing that. I guess though
Yeah.
now we do have more options with thanks to mods and stuff for that stuff.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
So do you think you kind of have a style now that you can kind of adapt to different visions for different mods, or do you try to like approach everything differently? How do you do that?
Basically, when someone asks me for a model, I'm super thorough in asking them questions about the style of their mod. Why? Because some people, for example, in DecoCraft, you don't have I don't know if you've noticed, for example, anything made out of wood in DecoCraft looks like a wood grain, doesn't have it still looks pixel arty, but it doesn't have the same style exactly as, say, Minecraft planks. So I don't grab planks and paste them onto the wood parts of my stuff. You will not see the Minecraft wood texture on any of my DecoCraft things, because I wanted to make it as versatile as possible, so people using any texture pack that was within 16 and 32 range would look good and not look out of place. That's why I decided not to use Minecraft textures on my stuff. But some people want Minecraft textures on their stuff. So if you go and look at, I don't know, BiblioCraft or Natura or some of those mods, when they add fences, all of it is the same basic Minecraft, I don't know, wood plank texture, recolored or something. So I always ask them, what is the style that you want? Do you have any examples of what you want? Do you have a color scheme that you want? Do you have any pictures you can give me of something kind of similar to what you want? So I'm always working with the person all the time. I even invite them on my Craft Studio server. Craft Studio is really cool because you can cooperatively make models. So the person can be sitting in the model place, looking and turning the model while I'm working on it, and tell me, oh, can you make this thicker? Can you make this pointier? Can you make this longer? Can you make this shorter? Can you whatever? So that really helps. If someone doesn't have access to Craft Studio or whatever, I just share screens with them. Do you think this is okay? Send them pictures. But I'm usually really, really involved with the people I'm making models for.
Huh.
So I adapt my style to them, not their. I don't make stuff in my style and just I'm really careful to try and follow the same style that they already have, if they already have a style.
Huh. Yeah, I think that's a good way to go about it. And I think you mentioned Craft Studio. I guess that's a program like kind of like Technique that's outside of Minecraft, but that's how you make your models.
It is. I used to use Techne. I used to work with the Techne developer. We were working on Techne 2 together, but he had in real life stuff and he kind of dropped it. And Techne is just sitting there, Techne 2, and was never really finished. And since my models some of them can be really complex. Like, as I was saying, I had a model that was like 1,006, exactly 1,006 pieces to it. Techne would explode on me. It would lag to the point where I couldn't even move the camera around to see what I was doing. So when I discovered Craft Studio browsing on the Minecraft forums one day, I said, oh, this looks neat, and I gave it a go, and it's so smooth and it's so awesome. And it will export to .java, which used to be the Minecraft format. It will export to JSON. It will export to OBJ, and to its native format, which is .cs for Craft Studio, I guess. So when I started using it, I fell in love with the program, and I was like, this is so awesome. I'm never going back to Techne again. Um, Tabula came along also, made by my friend iTune. Um, Still, it's too close to Techne to make me feel comfortable. I like being able to drag things around, which I can't do in Techne or Tabula because you have to go and select like these little arrows, click up and down to move it up or down, or up and down to move it left or right, or whatever. And I like to grab the thing and move it with my mouse. So Craft Studio actually lets me do that instead of having to go back and forth between like clicky things. And it exports. Oh, Prof also ended up writing some format so that into my renderer so that I could just export as a CS file and just put it into my mod without having to convert or anything, like just as it exports the natural format of it, which is also really cool because eventually, if someday we ever have time, it means I can also export the animations, which means if I animate anything in Craft Studio, I can actually export the animation into Minecraft and not even have to worry about it, like any code for animations at all. It'll
Oh,
export the animations also.
oh wow, that's awesome. You mentioned Tabula, and that's iTunes' kind of in-game modeler. Do you think that having something like that, just it's just a mod that you throw in and you can model in game? Do you think that makes it more accessible, I guess, to newcomers to that?
I don't see why not. Being able to model in game is really cool. And I think it's a really nifty mod. I've tried it out because I've been working on some models for iTunes, which I can't tell you guys about yet. You'll see them in one of his mods soon. And I've been working on Tabula, making his models because his mods only use his Tabula format. So I'm kind of stuck using Tabula for his stuff that he asked me to make. Which is fine. It keeps me on my toes, like learning all these different 3D modeling softwares and being able to decide, you know what, yeah, I can use it, but I like this one better.
Yeah, I think it is nice, and that's also, kind of nice that we have stuff like that. We do like this in Minecraft. We don't have to use Maya or whatever. Though I'm sure
It's true.
some people
And I
would like
think
to do that, but still.
yeah, but I think also it helps us. There's a huge lack of modelers in the community. There
Oh,
are
for
very
sure.
few. So we're usually swamped with requests all the time, and we try our best, but we have to also like cater to our own mods as well. So it's really nice to see that, for example, Tabula is opening the possibilities to a whole new generation of modelers, and who knows, we might have the next generation of real like game developers that started making models on Tabula on Minecraft for
Yeah.
sure.
I mean, in general, I think that this theme, not only for modeling, which I think is also a cool theme in the community, but just anything, like Mind Tweaker for those people who like to make balance, is one of those people might work at
Hmm.
Blizzard one day, or
Yeah,
something.
definitely.
Nerfing your favorite Overwatch hero, who knows? But there's all that stuff going on. And I guess you mentioned game development. You're kind of working on a game as well. It's also a voxely sort of game called Staxel.
Yes. It's been in development for 2 years and a half now, I believe. I was brought on 6 months ago, or no, 7 months ago. Wow, I've been working on Staxler for 7 months. Um, yeah, it's been in development for a while. I met them at Minecon last year.
Huh.
Um, at an after party, the last day of Minecon. I was with Prof and Sarge, also from Mojang, introduced me to Bartway and Steampunkstein, which is the artist for Staxel, and we actually hit it off really well. We kept in contact, and one day, I mean, I guess they'd had other artists, and Connor Steampunkstein Connor, hadn't really clicked with any of them. And he said, you know what, I'm looking for another artist to help me because my workload is huge. Would you be interested? And I said, sure. So I sent them my portfolio, and we talked that week, and boom, I had a job in the gaming industry, which was freaking awesome. So it just goes to show that if you work on stuff, take pictures of everything, save screenshots of everything, and make a little portfolio booklet. It doesn't matter. You can freaking put it in PowerPoint and send it to someone. And the more stuff you make, the more experience you can prove that you have, and it's something awesome because someone will eventually notice you and want to work with you. And that's how I got my foot in the door in game dev.
Yeah, I mean, I think Minecraft is great because not only is it, a game that lots of people enjoy, it's kind of an odd game in the sense that it's also a game that, can inspire other games. I mean, Staxel probably, while it's obviously very different from Minecraft, probably has some Minecraft inspiration. We have lots of sandbox games like that that are pretty neat coming out or in development now. And of course, it can also lead to people like yourself, I guess, getting jobs in the game industry, which is kind of a really cool thing to see, I think.
Yeah, I really agree, and I think it's perfect training ground. Minecraft is a perfect training ground because you have kids that suddenly are 10 years old and are super interested in learning how to code or learning how to model. Not so much model. I think kids are more like really blinded by the whole rock star of being a coder and a modder. And there are a lot of people who do art, but I think it's more kids wanting to code, which is freaking amazing. I wish I could code. I've actually decided that I want to, as soon as I can, sign up for a computer science course or something so I can actually code my own stuff into my mods and not have to depend on anyone or make a new mod if I want to without having to ask.
Yeah, well, I think this is going to go really deep, but throughout most of human history, I think artists have obviously been more prominent, and now we have this whole programmer, computer thing going on. Pretty big deal, in case you haven't heard of it. And obviously now they're the kind of big faces of all this STEM stuff, but I think it's really cool also that there's people like you working, I guess, in the community and now in the game development community, because now you're kind of the unsung heroes, I guess, of games, making models and art. Not something people think about too often, but I think something that's incredibly important as well.
Yeah, thanks. I think this whole like craze over coding um, is really neat. I think having a formation in both of those things is something that might be really important for any future game developers. You really don't want to ignore the art part because companies more and more are actually looking for I call them unicorns because I'm totally jealous. I wish I could code and art. But game companies are always like, oh yes, we need a coder blah 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 that knows how to draw or how to make 3D models and stuff. And you're like, but I can't do all of it. Why? So it's important if you guys are starting out and you want to do game dev or stuff to actually dabble in all of it, coding and art and 3D and everything you can.
Yeah, well, not only that, but also, for those basically unicorns that can do have all those skills, they don't really have to work at a game company anymore. And I think Minecraft again kind of taught a lot of people that because story of kind of Notch and then eventually Mojang, someone can literally just throw up kind of a download button and maybe a PayPal link, and make a game these days, which is something I don't
Yes.
think has been possible for, I guess, ever before. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is really cool. I think the fact that you don't need a publisher as an intermediary anymore. You can be your own publisher. That just opens the world to so many ideas that were not possible before because people couldn't do it.
Yeah, for sure. I guess going back to Minecraft, sort of, where do you see yourself going in the future? Or I guess not in general, like in game development or in Minecraft, what do you see happening?
I've gotten the itch lately to work on new mods. I'm not stopping work on DecoCraft ever. It's my baby. But I do have a few projects, a couple new projects on the horizon, which I hope will be of. I mean, I hope people will receive them as well as they did DecoCraft. Um, I I want to I want to learn how to code to make my own mods, as I said. But I do see myself staying in game dev and staying in modding for at least the next 5 years, hopefully forever. I mean, I know DecoCraft. I know Minecraft might eventually die off, like all games do. Um, you never know when. But I think there will be the new Minecrafts, new games that are awesome that I would like to work on. And I don't ever see myself stopping working on mods or working on games or making stuff.
Awesome. Yeah, I think what Minecraft started, whether or not Minecraft ends up being what it is, continues to be that. There's definitely going to be another game that takes that torch, I guess. So that it's definitely started something, and it's
Oh
awesome that
yeah.
I guess people like you and just any of you guys watching, anyone really can do anything. I mean, if you have a talent for art, if you have a talent for programming, go use it because it's awesome.
And you're always going to find someone who needs an artist or who needs a coder. Find someone, team up, make cool things.
Yeah, like go in IRC, go in Discord, go find other people that also are talented because that's also a helpful thing. But yeah, thank you so much for coming on today. I think we had some really cool discussion. I guess circling back to to themes beyond Minecraft, which is always something neat. And I guess do you have any more closing thoughts?
Um, I have no idea. I don't have any closing thoughts. I had a really fun time answering all these questions and stuff, and um, hopefully, if we do well, we'll get a panel on Minecon and like start. There'll be a live stream of it. We don't know yet, but it would be really awesome. And basically, just don't let anyone tell you that you can't, because there's always comments. This is something that was really important that I want to highlight before I go. And you'll always see people saying, "Oh, the Minecraft community this," or "Only the popular modders that," or we're all ignored. It's not. It's Don't give up. It took 4 years for DecoCraft to be what it is. So if you start a mod and you don't get a lot of downloads or a lot of people are not paying attention, don't give up. Basically, just keep working on it, and eventually it'll pick up. Eventually, people will notice. Um, it takes a lot of trial and error to make mods and to make cool stuff.
Yeah, that's definitely true, I think. Who knows? One day you could be a Forge crafter, or you could be a game developer. Who knows? The possibilities are there. But yeah, thank you so much for coming on. Good luck, I guess, with that Minecon booth. And for all you guys watching, guys and gals, thank you. And see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.
Bye.